As early as the 1950s, Vancouver began to have a large cultural push for cleaning its air and reducing its air pollution. This movement within the 1950s against air pollution played a heavy impact on the modern state of Vancouver and how it responds to air pollution today. So why was Vancouver so early to be aware about its environment compared to its contemporaries? I believe it's largely due to the fact that Vancouver has always been rich in resources. Dating all the way back to the 1870s, Vancouver was known for its raw materials and the opportunity that came with them. As a result, various lumber mills and gold mining companies were born in the city, and while this may have been the cause for the birth and growth of Vancouver, it also was the birth and growth of its biggest environmental problems. Since Vancouver had so many businesses and opportunities, this also meant that it had a lot of blatant, visible environmental problems that came with them. As a result, people of Vancouver were some of the first in the Western world to show such a large-scale push against environmentally abusive industries. Demonstrations by the people were very common, even with some residents showing up to council meetings with displays of various environmental failures, such as mucky water taken from the rivers. For example, in 1953, a local taxpayers association near the Vancouver Rendering Company organized street demonstrations and pickets against the meat plant. Due to this push by the residents, which in turn affected the local government, the facility was closed shortly after. Complaints about the environmental issues to the city of Vancouver were common. In 1956, 360 air quality complaints were submitted to the city. That's almost one a day. Even local business owners such as Paul Aarons, the owner of a popular restaurant, filed suit against the BC Forest Products Mill in 1965. So that's a little bit after the 50s, but it still is tied to the 50s, I would say. Vancouver is covered in beautiful forests with beautiful waters, and it's likely to believe that as the industries grew, residents who grew up around this beauty also witnessed it degrade as a result of industries. It wouldn't take long for the residents to speak out against these groups, and as their voices got louder, the culture grew more focused on environmentalism. Since Vancouver was one of the first cities to push against air pollution and big industry plants that hurt the air, it's no surprise at all that it's now known as one of the greenest, if not the greenest city on the planet. Vancouver's culture today is still extremely aware of its sustainability problems and is incredibly active in solving them, putting forth a lot of legislation. I would say that this is greatly tied to the result of activist groups in the 50s responding to decade-long growth of abusive industries.